Hello everybody and welcome back to Saxlingham Survival. This is the big round episode number 20. Cool. I'm pretty happy. I'm glad it's still going. Actually, 20 episodes in. This is pretty good. So I've kind of started the episode knowing that this stuff is here. Yeah, I mean that's just doing its thing in the background, isn't it? I did off the back of the last episode, as you can probably tell. I jumped into the tractor, put loads and loads of water back into that. I didn't do that on camera. I'd already finished the episode before I'd realised, oh, sugar, I better add some water into that before I actually start the next one. So, yeah, so it's plenty of water. And it's still got plenty of solid fertiliser there by the look of it. But that is something we need to move over. We need to do our best to make sure that is constantly topped up, to be honest, because the rate changes quite substantially. So that's one of the first things we want to get on with. This, I think, do you know, it was a few days ago when I actually recorded this episode, but I'm pretty sure the end of the episode I've kind of gone through this here. So that looks good. Again, I have no idea if that harvester will fit, but yeah, I quite like it there. It looks okay there. It lives there alright. It's not too bad. This thing has just produced an incredible. It's also very loud if I get too close to it. An incredible amount of firewood. I mean, I see 5 bags. There's 10 bags there. And I'm assuming, let's go and have a look. I'm assuming it must have more. Is 10 the limit it spawns? Wow. Yeah, 10 is the limit. It's got 14,919. That's a strange number to finish on. But yeah, that's potentially, once we move those 10 bags, there's another 15 bags that are still going to come out of that, which will just appear as we're unloading it. So that's pretty cool, isn't it? I think that's probably something we need to sell this episode as well. This here, nothing's really changed here, is it? Tell you what I do want to do right at the beginning of the episode, while I remember. I know it's ploughed, looks pretty good. Don't you think up close it looks good? But from a distance, it's almost got like a cartoony type texture to it, doesn't it? That's not me, that's not my graphic settings, it just looks a bit cartoony. Anyway, what I want to do while I'm here is jump up back to the main menu. Will it allow me to buy the... If I go to precision farming, there we go. Oh, but it's got a number there this time, so that's good. Yeah, and I can, cool, right. It wouldn't let me do that, would it? As soon as I actually ploughed the field, it wouldn't allow me to do that. So let's do that now. It is going to cost £700, but that's fine. Let's just buy it and then figure out how I use this menu. Right, there we go. So pH. Actually, there's some green there and yellow. Yellow's not the worst, is it? It's not the best, it's not the worst. It's kind of sort of in the middle. This one here, not that you can see it very well, this is also very yellow. So if I don't get a line spreader, actually I can probably cope with that. That's not the end of the world. Oh dear, I'm pressing the wrong button again. Yeah, and I mean that's not very good either. The nitrogen is what needs sorting, but the nitrogen will get sorted by the seeder, of course, because it seeds itself whilst it's fertilizing at the same time. So amazing. Cool. Yield, it's irrelevant, I suppose. That must be on previous data, is it? I'm not quite sure how that works, to be honest. I mean, judging by the colour, what are we guessing? 80%? 75 to 80% yield. So we need to do our bit to increase that. Seed rates are relevant. So that's good. At least we now own the data. And ultimately, liming it would be good to do if I can get a spreader. But at the same time, it isn't the end of the world. As long as we've got loads of fertilizer going down, which we have, because we bought those 2 pallets, didn't we, over there somewhere. Now, it's just got to the point, actually. So what, we're in February now. And everything will start to grow back now. Everything starts to get green again. But whilst it's actually light, I can see what I'm doing, and everything still kind of died off. Doesn't this look so much better now? Just looks so much clearer. I need to get that brush wherever I've left it and sweep up some of this grass, but that's fine. Yeah, it looks really, really clear. I think I might lose 1 or 2 of these trees. Probably this tree, because actually that's kind of encroaching the drive, isn't it? So I'll probably lose this tree and put that straight into that firewood mod. And to be honest, the rate of which it's kind of producing firewood, how quickly it works, that seems like a no-brainer, really. I mean, if it's just over 1,000 per 1,000, isn't it, roughly? So we've got 10 grand sat there. plus there's another 15. So we got about 25 grand, maybe a tiny bit more. I don't know if you get environmental score with that, but there's going to be at least 25 grands of money just sat there doing absolutely nothing currently. So we need to get rid of that. I think this is probably the last month to get it done as well. What I'm going to do first of all then, I'm going to... Oh, I didn't actually check the cows. That's what I wanted to do, because milk, I remember saying, although it was a little while ago for me recording, I do remember saying we need to sell the milk around February at the latest. So 4,605,000 litres of milk. That's pretty good, you know. This thing, what does it hold? Doesn't actually tell you. I think it's 1,800 litres. So that's like 2 or 3 trips, which isn't ideal. I don't really want to have to do that. I would prefer to use that if I can. Yeah. So I'm going to start by doing that. I'm just going to pull up with this trailer and see if this will take milk. Then it just means we can get it all gone in one go. As the farm's kind of... Oh dear, can't even reverse. As the farm's progressing, we have more and more things to do, which therefore means less and less time to waste. So yeah, if I can reduce those trips by 2 or 3 times... Oh dear, this trailer is difficult to reverse. Yeah, if I can reduce those trips... I can't even talk. If I can reduce the trips that I have to do to the sell point, then that seems like the better thing to do. We're going to have to come back to the yard, jump into that truck and fully load it with all of that firewood and use the truck. Is this going to let me fill from here? Oh, it does. Cool. Ideal. And it is a bit of realism, I guess, in a way. This has only been used for water, isn't it? Albeit river water. I'm sure there's probably a bit of bacteria in there. But this milk's going to get filtered, yeah, at the factory. It's going to get filtered, of course it is. It's going to get skimmed up a little bit. Right, we can do all of this in one go now. So that's the first thing to do. Hopefully this won't take too long. Although it's taken ages to fill. Come on. There we go. Cool. How much is this going to make us? I can't actually remember. I can't remember how much milk generates, to be honest. Does milk generate a decent amount of money? I'm not sure. Anyway, the usual thing. I hope everyone is really, really well. If this is a premiere, which it more than likely will be, I will do my best, if I'm not stuck at work, but I'll do my best to be in that chat. So if you're watching this as it is a premiere, you can swipe over the comment bit to the live chat or the live comments, and more than likely, even if I'm not in there, there'll be a few people having a bit of a chat. So definitely do that. And yeah, I've tweaked some settings again. I've changed my microphone settings once again, because I thought, after mentioning it in not the last episode, the episode before maybe, if it was clearer, I actually thought, watching that back again in the live chat in the premiere, it sounded a little bit worse, I thought. So why is this tractor... This is really struggling with this weight. I can barely get any speed. Maybe I need to... Yeah, the tractor's kind of half a bar of service now, isn't it? So maybe it does need a bit of work. This is struggling though. I've never seen this tractor go so slow. Oh dear. It almost would have been worth me using a bit of a better equipment. Maybe I could have used the case. That would have had a bit more torque, a bit more power. Anyway, doesn't matter. I've got stuff to talk about. So yeah, I've tweaked the microphone, so hopefully, again, I know I've just said it in a previous episode, but now it is a little bit better. You might hear a little bit of background noise today because I am playing with the door open in my little Harry Potter cupboard, just because it's pretty damn warm, especially when the computer kicks in. It gets really hot in here. But also I've got the washing machine running. I'm nowhere near the kitchen, but the washing machine, when it goes for a crazy spin, is pretty loud, so you might hear that. You might hear some weird beeping noises in the background, because it plays you a little tune when it finishes as well, which is kind of odd. But yeah, other than that though, hopefully the sound is sounding a little bit clearer. And oh, there goes the beep. Can you hear it? It always reminds me of Peppa Pig. Don't know why. Oh dear, this thing is struggling as well. So secondly, not only have I tweaked the settings of the microphone, I have tweaked the settings on OBS, which is the software that I use to record these videos. Now, I don't know if it's made it better or worse or made absolutely no difference, but because I'm now descaling back down from 4K quality to 2K quality, purely because of the amount of time it takes me to actually physically upload a video, it's ridiculous. So because of that, I figured well, I don't know, maybe it's made no difference, but I feel like maybe the quality had been lost a little bit, where it's trying to kind of downsize, reduce the resolution. I don't know what the right terminology is, but where it's reducing the resolution down from what the actual timeline's resolution is, I felt like maybe that's kind of making it a bit blurry at some point. So, oh dear, you just need a bit of patience, drivers. Yeah, YouTube on your telly, I can't remember what I was watching, a bit of DayZ or something, but when a video finishes it just starts playing a completely different video at random, and it did load up. I didn't watch the episode, I just seen probably 3 minutes of DJ Goham playing this map. I don't really watch a lot of DJ, to be honest, but the quality when I was watching it on the telly, I was kind of like, wow, that's looking really, really good. When I went into the kind of settings section, the bit on YouTube that allows you to change your the rendering or the quality of the video, it was actually set to 1440p, which is 2K, which is what I upload on, but his looked completely different. So much better. So much better. I even loaded up one of my videos on the same TV just to see, and I could see a big difference. And I thought, if the quality is the same but his looks better, it must be something down to my software. Now, why is this not giving me like a... Oh, it is now, look. There you go. Right, we're going to sell that. So in the background, that money's going to go out. It's going to take a while. But yeah, anyway, so I've changed the settings. I've actually, weirdly enough, I've reduced OBS to record in 2K or 1440p. But I've increased the bitrate by, I think I put it back up to 30,000. So, wow. Just to stop you there, we just made £10,067 from the milk, plus £869 environmental. So 11 grand there we just made. Yeah, and all of a sudden the tractor's kind of pretty speedy again as well, so that's nice. Although it's still not right. Oh dear, I don't think I've ever gone around this way before. Yeah, it's still not right. Smoke's starting to be a bit black as well coming out of the exhaust there, isn't it? This thing needs a service. Yeah, and I'm using this tractor a lot recently, so I need to get it serviced. So that will be a little bit more of an expense. Another trip back to the shop at some point. That car's got a big exhaust on it, isn't it? Right, let's get back to... Yeah, let's get back to the yard. We'll regroup, and then we'll get on to the next task. Oh, it's the same car. Whoa, you're cutting it close, mate. Yeah, this tractor is definitely struggling a bit. Does not feel the same at all. So I need to make sure I do get this service done at some point. That there, what a job we've still got in that field. I'm not cutting the grass again, so that's something. But I need to sort those bales out, don't I? That's gonna take a little while, you know. That will take a while. Well, I leave them stacked up in that field because actually, once I put it like an open pasture in that field, the bales will be there handy, ready to feed those cows. We can massively increase the amount of cows we have as well. Hopefully that still generates milk there in that field. I imagine it would do. Yeah, I hope so anyway. Absolutely. I might have a look, you know, at the shop, because I think it was just the last episode, so it's still there. If there is another one of these tankers still in, why am I going this way as well? I need to go the other way. If there's still another one of these tankers in the shop, which there was, and there's only like 3,000 and something, then I might buy it, you know, because one of them would be quite handy to keep for milk, and one of them would be quite handy to keep for water. Now, I could just do it the way I'm doing it. Is that okay, doing it this way? I'm trying to be a little bit realistic here and keep the milk away from the water, but I guess really I could just continue to use this one, couldn't I? And just sell those milk cones there. I think we've outgrown it now, to be honest. Now that we've got quite a few more cows, we are starting to outgrow this small equipment. Right, I reversed that in there a little bit better this time, didn't I? Okay. Come on. I reversed it in there better, but then I didn't disconnect it and I started driving off again. There we go. Select the right tool. That's better. Right, this can just live over here because we are... I don't quite know how it's best to do this. In fact, let me just try and pick a couple up. Hopefully you can still hear me. This for me actually playing the game, this thing is incredibly loud. Right. How do I actually see how it rolled forward then, even though I'm pressing backwards? This thing does it all the time. Where do I pick this up from? Do I pick it up from those kind of really small handles? How do I even get into the right view to see it? Wow, I mean that's quite a small target to aim for, isn't it? It is literally that. Okay. Wow. It's going forward again. Okay, we're just going to take it out like that. That makes sense, doesn't it? I wonder if I could get away with lifting too. I did... These are all pre-recorded, so someone did comment, I did notice that when I was having the last issues with trying to load up pallets, it was because I actually had the weight still attached to the front, and I've realised that it's not picking out any more than just one at a time. Right, okay, that's fine. Will it spawn another one? I guess that's the question. Don't know. I don't know. Right, this is going to be a bit messy. Let's leave that like that. Turn that off. Head to the truck. Yeah. So yeah, this time I haven't actually got the weight attached to the front of it. That makes sense, doesn't it? That's better. Did I leave myself enough room for the truck? I think I did. Alright, cool. I really like this truck. I know I've probably said it quite a bit in the last couple of episodes, but it is kind of cool. It works for me. Yeah, it's just a shame it is so big. I don't actually know where I'm going to park it. It's far more efficient than that transport truck, though, for transporting things to various sell points. This holds so much more. Honestly, all of that lettuce, I mean, the lettuce is overpriced to a certain extent, but all of that lettuce would have taken me so long to sell it if I was using that transport truck rather than using this. That would have been quite a big difference. Right, okay. I just about left myself enough room. Come on. Struggling for traction on something. I don't know what. Right, let's leave it here. Now I should straighten up the truck, shouldn't I? Yeah, that's a bit better. And I'm going to have to put the help menu on again because I don't actually remember what it is to do it. But one of these... There we go. So I want to go the right, front, cool, and then open. There we go. Right, cool. I'll turn the truck off. And yeah, that's ready to go. Look, that's maybe not the best parking in the world. Yeah, the truck's actually floating, but there you go. Hopefully that is not going to be an issue. We'll get this loaded up. Let's start the engine. I load up the first one or two on camera, then I'll jump off camera, because you know me, I'm going to make a bit of a hash up of this, I am sure. Actually, we're just going to go where we are. This might be a bit of a squeeze. Yeah, because that front loader is going to... It's a good job I can't rip the curtains. Yeah, that's a bit of a nightmare, to be honest. Did you see it went forward then, even though I pressed reverse? I genuinely, this isn't me. It does it every time. It's quite annoying. Right, we'll do it like that. I'm going to not do any more on camera because this is going to get messy and you'll just be laughing at me. So let me get these loaded up. I'm pretty sure once I've done that, it's going to create loads more, which is frustrating. But yeah, next thing's next. We'll take this to the south point. We'll pull up in that little lay-by as well. I don't think I showed you that, have I? So yeah, we do own that tiny little lay-by. So we'll pull up in there and then we'll come back to the yard again and regroup and see what the next thing is to do. Probably liming. Probably liming. Right, I'll see you in a minute. Okay, right. I've got the hang of it. Yeah. This I cannot blame that on the firewood logs actually moving, because that is exactly where I've placed them. But fortunately they're alright, and they seem to be quite light, so you can nudge them over quite easily when you load up the next pallet. The difficulty here, much with loading up the other ones, is actually this yard just doesn't really have a flat spot, does it? It doesn't have a spot that's quite nice and smooth. Right, hopefully that'll get in there. Yeah, I have to do this every time. Get in there, like that, lift it a bit. Pull it out. Oh dear, come on. It normally works. I need it to be on the edge of the forks, pretty much. That would do. That would do. Yeah, and then this thing has stalled 4 times in this recording already. It's got a problem. There's something wrong with it. Definitely. Right, this I can just nudge it back in now. Like that. There we go. Nudge that one in a little bit more as well, just so it doesn't stick out of our curtain. There we go. Looking pretty good. Yeah, you can kind of nudge them quite straight though. Yeah, although the pickup point is very fiddly, when you can probably see, if you've got eagle eyes, you can probably see how much time that took me. I think I started this episode at ×3 when it was at 9 o'clock, so it has taken a little while. But look, see how neat that is, look. So you can make it look pretty good, can't you? That looks wow professional now, doesn't it? It probably won't look like that by the time we actually get there, but lovely. Yeah, that's right, that is. That's the best lot of loading I've done for a while. Right, let's park this up in our newest shed edition, just to keep it out of the way. Relatively organised, but lower that for health and safety though, of course, isn't they? Like that. Good. Yeah, that's playing up. The Deutz is starting to play up at the minute. It's kind of frustrating, really. Right, strap these. Hopefully I can strap it on every bag. Just about. But that skips them. That bag might move. This is fine. This is fine. And then that one there. Cool. Right, that's going to get us a little bit of money, isn't it? And this thing has still got a little bit of wood in it, I think, to process. Yep, 2,800 litres of wood still in there. So, by the time we add a couple more trees to that, I wonder if that tree is... Oh, yeah. The wild tree is still stuck to the roof there. It seems to be moving every episode, though. Maybe we'll log in one episode and it's actually just decided to land back on the floor again. That would be good. Anyway, right, let's make our way down to the lay-by. And can I close? How do I close the curtains? I've got to press the up on the D-pad. There we go. Cool. Let's just make sure nothing is sticking out. Looking good. Lovely. Yeah, this yard is really starting to come together, isn't it? I even forgot we bought that. Why does it look so clean? That, do you know, when I left that was absolutely lagged in mud. All of it was, the whole thing was, and now it's just got a little bit of mud. Has someone been logging in and cleaning my tractors when I'm not watching? I think it's probably down to that mod again, isn't it? The mod. Let's check it now while you are on the camera as well. I have tweaked it, like you said, Farm Sim Tim. I have changed it. It's back on 0.5 again, look. Which is even lower than the game's default. I mean, at this point, I've uninstalled it, reinstalled it, I've looked at XML files. At this point, I might just uninstall it and not use it. Because, yeah, the default of the game being 1 is better than this mod's changing it to 0.5. As you know, I do like a bit of mud. I like a bit of mud. Right, I'm going to do this in this view because I want to see how good my turner circle is. Also, I've made this kind of entranceway wider as well, haven't I? And it did, just to mention, automatically change the height. I think I said it, these were floating, these were flying fences. Sometimes it just resets itself. So yeah, by me logging out, logging back in again, these fences are now actually touching the ground. So that looks better. It's not perfect, but it looks better. Right, so yeah, I just think this, now that there's kind of a bit of concrete here, I think this is just gonna, oh no, I'm touching the wall over there, aren't I? Oh dear, wow. I was going to say, hopefully this will make it a bit easier for me, but it doesn't. There we go. Got to keep an eye on the swing at the back, and yeah, the turn and circle does work though. Actually, that was worth doing. Like I said, Walter was more than happy for me to do that. Made his entranceway into his field a bit better, haven't I? So that's good. Right. Straight to the lay-by, which I don't know. Again, I might not skip it. It's only up the road. It's only up the road. Okay. It's along this road somewhere, so I just jumped you back in again. I don't. Has the game had an update or something? Maybe since the last time I played it, my sensitivity on my controller seems to be too much now. I'm just kind of like driving like this all the time. So yeah, I might have to have a little look at that. It feels like, I don't know. Sometimes when they update the game, the dead zones and things all change, don't they? Right. This is where we sell it from. Let's open that side. Again, I'm going to just unstrap it this way. I don't normally do it like that, but I don't want the bags to fall out when I move forward. Will this automatically just sell them? Yep. And I can't quite get it all in one go. Nearly though. You got environmental score on that too. Wow, ideal. I don't know how much we just made, but we must have made a good 35 grand, I reckon. Let's, what's the button? There we go. Just turn my beacons on by accident. I probably should have had them on already anyway. Close that up. Cool. Right, we're going to stop the engine now. And let's have a look at the shop. So, some of this I remember from before. Yeah, definitely, because I've seen that again. What I want to know is, I mean, that's like a manure spreader, isn't it? Because you can see the back of it. But if I change it to, oh, it says it in the top corner too. If I change it to a fertilizer spreader, would that let me spread lime? It doesn't really say. On this view here, it does show lime. I've looked at this previously. You'll see any minute, there you go, right at the bottom right hand corner, it's got the symbol for lime. But does that mean that it can just transport lime if it was a trailer? Or does it mean it will actually spread lime? That's the thing that concerns me. I don't want to spend 11 grand on something that might not work. Right, let's have a look here now anyway. What else have we got? I do reckon yeah, I've seen up to here, because I remember that, which doesn't spread lime. I remember that plough. We got another broom, so if we've lost our broom, we can get another broom. That's fine. Another tedder just to be extra annoying. There's been a tedder in the shop every day since I actually bought one, which is frustrating. Nothing else here. Multiple ploughs all of a sudden keep appearing as well, which is quite annoying. Fancy looking case, a newer model. That would be nice. Its horsepower is awful though. Do you know what? I would definitely have thought about buying that if I hadn't already got that kind of butterfly setup. So I would have loved to have that, but something just literally disappeared while I'm talking. I don't know what it was. Don't know. Something's gone. Yeah, we don't need that now. What is that? Mulcher. It's a shame that doesn't work as a stump grinder, does it? I don't think it does. We could do the little stump grinder, to be honest. Bendercat did say there is a mod for the skid steer, which I'll have to have a look at and download. Right, there's literally nothing in here. There's literally nothing in here at all. We certainly don't want to be spending that much money on a John Deere. Okay, right, well, that's fine. That doesn't matter. I wonder if... What's the best way to go? Do you know what? Probably just take this back to the yard. Is there a car coming? Yep. Can I make a full circle here? I reckon I could. Yeah, that works. That was kind of an almost road legal move as well then, wasn't it? That's not too bad. Yeah, I think I need to get one of the tractors. Maybe the Deutz-Fahr. Let's take the Deutz-Fahr to the shop, get it serviced. And then I have activated quite a few different spreader mods. Ones that do lime. And maybe we just buy one of them. It's quite a small spread on them, but that would give us the option to lime there, wouldn't it? That really is kind of, we can't plant or seed. We can't do the fertilizer until we do the planting or seeding, and we can't do any of that until March, at the earliest March. So other than liming, there's not a great deal more that can be done in this particular episode, and I don't want to make the episode too short. Let me just sanity check. Where are we now? 31 minutes I've got on here, so give or take a few minutes off of that. So we're probably approaching half an hour now. So yeah, I need to find someone else to do, really. I want about 15-20 minutes worth of work just to warrant the episode. Right, I don't think I need to go quite so wide on the way back in, to be honest with you, but I have done. Let's keep real close to this side, but not so close that the trailer does that. I don't, is that actually touching though? No, see, I don't think that's touching. I think for a driver as good as me with that kind of precision, that should definitely not stop there. Anyway, right, we'll go back a tiny bit and then go forward a bit. Yeah, that's better. It's not touching now, is it? No. Cool. And yeah, we're getting quite easy now. So opening up that entranceway has made a huge bit of difference. Chopping down that tiny little limb sticking out of that tree has also made a huge bit of difference. Cool. I'll probably still crash into something now, won't I? No, it looks good. Right, we're going to leave it just here again. I think eventually, I think where I keep leaving this truck, which is like the third or fourth episode in a row maybe, I need to kind of put some actual floor texture on here as well, don't I, really? Just so that it's got somewhere to live. I wonder what that noise was I could hear then. It sounded like a little girl squealing, but it's actually the wind. Yeah, that freaked me out a bit then. That scared me. See, I get scared middle of the day before the school run, and I'm getting scared by strange noises. Could you imagine someone like me playing a horror game, especially if it was nighttime? If you ever wanna have something to laugh at, my reactions would be ridiculous. I would literally scream like a little girl. So if you want that at some point, maybe maybe I could do a little horror game. That would be quite funny. But I am quite scared, actually. Even DayZ scares me. I'm not going to lie. What did I say I was going to do? Oh, that's it. Deutz-Fahr. Right, so we'll take this to the shop. We'll give it a service, because actually I feel quite bad for this, because it really isn't running that well. And then, well, I'll show you. I'll show you, actually, now. We can just buy it now, can't we? In the fertilizer spreader thing, I hate this menu. I don't know, have I said that before? I don't like this menu. Here we go. Right, so you've got this one here, which again does do lime, 27 meters. I don't think it'll have a 27 meter spread for lime. They don't tend to, do they? It tends to be less. 2,000 litre capacity. That is amazing, actually, because we know, anyone who's played this game knows how quickly it goes through that. 4,000 litre capacity. That is also a very good mod. It costs a little bit more. And I don't know, it looks a bit cartoony. It looks a bit like it's not actually a real thing. Do you know what I mean? Right, here we go. We've got that there. It's only got 14 meter spread though. It's quite small. We have got this one here, 18 meters. We've got that one there, 14 meters. So both really, really small. So it's going to be that one. I mean, that's also one. This is the one that was reduced. I should have bought that. I should have bought that when it was reduced. I can't believe I missed out on that, to be honest. Yeah. Definitely. It had a 42 meter spread as well, that did. Right. I'm gonna get this one. Because actually having a 42 meter spread is probably a bit too much for these smaller fields, and you're just wasting line for the sake of it, aren't you? Guess what? I'm gonna buy this. I'm not going to hire purchase it. I'm actually gonna buy it. We need to stop going crazy on hire purchase. I have a bit of a problem. Let's go with lime. We'll do it in... That has 2,000 litres. That has 2,000 litres. Makes no difference, really, does it? I reckon I could carry 2 bags on the front of the front loader and get 1 bag in the back, which would work as a counterweight. So we'll buy 3. That kind of works. Right, cool. Let's do this then. Start the engine. That would be helpful. Let's get this into some form of safe driving position. That works. Jump to this view. Right. So we'll head over. We'll get this spreader. Yeah, I think liming's the only way to go, isn't it? I'm not going to waste time doing the tomatoes and things today, just because I know the price of them has gone down. And actually, yeah, it's probably better just to do that all in one go, isn't it? Cool. Right, liming it is, and then I mean potentially that might take it through to the end of this episode, and then we know the next episode then is going to be seeding, fertilizing, trying to sort out that environmental score, ready then for, I mean, 2 or 3 months away we suddenly have a load of crops to harvest again, which will turn into canola oil again, which will gain us even more money again. So actually, before we know it, we're going to have loads more money again. Yeah, pretty good. Right, I'll cut you out. I'll see you when I'm at the shop. We are nearly here. We've done all of our spending, so everything should be there. Yep, ready to go. So we know that we've got £61,981. How much will this cost to service it? How much? Hopefully not too much, but we have to do it. I mean, I've been telling you this is my favourite tractor, and I'm not even looking after it. To repair, it's a lot of money. It's telling me to replace the tyres there as well, look, for 1,440. I think we can get a bit more life in those yet, to be honest. Right, let's just repair it. I'd rather not do it, but we've got to do it. Vehicle repaired. There we go. To be honest, I don't think we repaired it from day one of actually buying it. The tyres themselves look pretty good, don't they? So yeah, they probably are a little bit worn, but they still look alright. Does it tell you? It even tells you what you own. I didn't know that. Look at that in the bottom right hand corner. So it's got not very much diesel. Tells you how much the monthly cost is. We still got 49 months remaining to pay this off. Good. Tyres are worn out by 26%. There you go. That's got a bit more yet. We got, if we were down to 26%, then maybe I'd think about it. But they look pretty good. 26%, that's basically still new, isn't it? What are they talking about? Right, I want to go backwards. Yeah, the smoke coming out of the exhaust is white again, so that's a good sign, isn't it? It's not black. And yeah, I do hope that when we connect to this, fill it with one of those bags of lime. I hope that works as a good enough counterbalance to pick up the other 2. I actually want to take the lime from the back one, don't I? If I can. Empty out the back one, please. Hopefully it will do that. If it's that smart. It's not. It's taken out of the front one. It's like, taken out of the one that was the furthest away. Farm sim physics. This is how it works. Right, okay. That doesn't matter. That still kind of works out alright. So let's go back a bit. Open those up super wide. And then probably do this at a bit of an angle, which is not always great, but I mean, okay, don't do that. Just do it properly. Do it properly. Let's actually, while I'm thinking about it, that needs to be picked up. Oh yeah, that's good. That's worked as a good counterweight actually. Did you see the tractor move then? So that's great. So yeah, that should balance these quite nicely. Right, now I've got to line up, bring them in a little bit. Actually, I need to go outwards. That literally didn't move it. That's annoying. Now that kind of works. Yeah, like that. That's good. That is good. Let's get them all the way, yep, right to the back. Ah, perfect. Now, is this safe? You could question, is this safe? Should you be driving down the road like this? I see it all of the time. In fact, I drove through the town after doing the school run the other day, and there was, I think it was a John Deere with a massive great front loader with 2 silage bales on the front of it, with the spikes sticking out past the silage bales by probably another 4 or 5 inches. So 2 silage bales, and the actual pointy part of the spike was actually sticking out, and it was just driving down the road, not even like this, it was driving down the road like this. And I thought to myself, that's ridiculous. But I also thought to myself, well, next time I need to do something like that, I can claim it's realistic now because I've just seen it. Anyway, right, this has worked out as a very good counterweight, although actually I need to be careful. I nearly just rolled the tractor. Right, would it be realistic to actually line the field with these bags still on the front? Probably not. So we'll drop these bags down in a moment, and we'll just do this field that's right next to us, just because why not? Why not? It'll also give the lime a good month or so to settle onto the ground before we then cultivate it up with our direct drill. Yeah, kind of works out quite well, doesn't it? I'm just looking over my shoulder. So currently for me it's 10 to 2. I do have to leave obviously to do the school run. I've got then a lovely half an hour journey all the way down to sunny Penzance, for anyone that knows Cornwall, because my youngest has just gone up a level in swimming, which is amazing, but it now means that I have to drive all the way to Penzance on a Friday straight from school. I got to get to the swimming lesson, get a changed in a costume all by 4 o'clock. It's going to be a bit of a stretch. Today's the first time I've done it, so I'll find out after today if it's actually achievable, won't I? Right, anyway, what am I doing here? I've raised it already, haven't I? Let's just turn it on. Tell you what I will do. I'll turn on this map because we're in the modern tractor, and fortunately with precision farming it does tend to turn itself off, doesn't it, when it doesn't need any more. So that might save us a little bit. Yeah, the animations are a bit funny because it clearly is still spreading lime. Yeah, that's kind of odd, isn't it? And the colours in the bottom corner aren't even changing either, which is weird. I would have assumed the pH level was increasing. That is really strange, actually. I've not even seen that change. Are you seeing that change? I'm not seeing it change. It looks like the lime's going down onto the ground. Why is the animation stopping? That's strange. This also isn't actually using anywhere near as much lime as what I was probably expecting. Normally you lime a field and it's awful. Do you know, it's really annoying. Like, I can't quite... Some parts of this field I'll get away with it. But yeah, other part, yeah. I try and do the right hand side, look, and I miss the left hand side. So I'm just going to have to go back up through the middle, aren't I? But again, because it's precision farming, it should pick up where I have and haven't limed, and then shouldn't waste any. Not sure. We are going to have to get another bag loaded into it though, aren't we? Yeah, this is right. I actually quite like this spreader. Yeah, I do actually quite like this lime spreader. That's pretty good. Right, while we're here, I might as well just fill it back up with one of those bags. It's not going to take the whole bag, but it will take a bag. Most of. Which one is it coming out of? Oh, yeah. It's funny how the whole bag itself shrinks, does it? We've now got like a baby bag there. Okay, right. Let's just do this final part. Again, we'll find out now, but I'm pretty sure this will only use lime. Yeah, there you go. There is a button to change the width, isn't there? Does that make it? Oh yeah, it does make a difference. It's not going down as fast. Right, well that's better. We might as well save a little bit. Lime itself is really cheap. It doesn't cost anything, really. What it does cost, though, is time. It's just the hassle, isn't it, of having to go all the way back to the store every time you need more. So yeah, I don't want to waste it because it runs out quick. But we're looking pretty good here. I like it. That was good. There was a tiny section over here I missed, so I am going to get that. Yeah, it's hardly anything, but we might as well. Just looks a bit better, doesn't it? Cool. Ideal, that's good. Yeah, that's really good. And that didn't use too much. What, 2,500 that used? So we have still got, what, wow. About 2,500 there in bags, plus we've still got 15,000 litres in the actual fertiliser spreader. So we've definitely got enough to do this other field, which is good. And potentially still have a little bit left over. If I can connect the bag, which I can't because I'm not lined up to it very well. Now I am. There we go. Lovely. Brilliant. Right, we'll get that other field done now. I think I'll pop this part into a time lapse just for this final field. Just because we've seen how it works. We've seen the animations of this lime spreader. I also think it looks quite cool. Yeah, it's a nice looking lime spreader. And I quite like, I don't know, is this animation of the mod itself? Or is this just Farm Sim has improved a little bit? But I do like the look of that animation of lime there in the back. Looks quite cool. I wonder what it looks like with salt in it. Is it the same texture? Or is it different again? Who knows? Salting is something we don't really do, isn't it? We don't do salting. It's not really a thing. But I don't know why it's not really a thing, because in real life, certainly down here in this part of England, it's done multiple times. Right, so we'll leave these bags here, and then yeah, we'll stick the spreader width back onto full, obviously, and yeah, get this field done. Right, I'll catch you in a moment. Okay. I missed a bit. It doesn't matter too much though. I missed a bit because I ran out, obviously. Actually, so I've kind of, my memory's coming back to me now. The reason the pH is not going up greatly here is because of the type of field it is. So it's probably something like loamy sand or something like that. See the colour of this green here? That is substantially better, and again, that's because I mean, let me see precision farming soil types. See the soil type is different. So the silty clay is obviously absorbing a lot more lime than the loamy sand, and the loamy sand is pretty much the entirety. There's a tiny little bit of loam appearing there, look, which means actually that field might have a bit of loam in it, which is nice. But yeah, that's kind of what we're dealing with. Now, when I move back into the pH level, the bit that we've missed, you can see pretty much that square that goes kind of down here maybe. Actually, the colour of the green isn't a bad colour. So I'm not going to be too worried about that, to be honest. That's, yeah, that's okay. That's not bad at all. So, jump into this view. Once again, we have bought more equipment. And we are already running out of the storage space for it, which is a good start, isn't it? But again, for a minute, I'll find somewhere for this. Given that we've just used it for lime, it's probably got lime residue in it. We probably shouldn't be leaving it outside. So this will do. Yeah, we need more storage space already, don't we? Let's lower that, drop that off, hopefully, there we go. This, while we're here, we'll just move the header trailer out of the way. That should fit into that shed quite nicely now, to be honest. I do need to, do you know what, I think I forgot to delete 2 pieces of rubbish in the last episode. And Jerry did inform me actually that I'm still even now 2 pieces short compared to my 2 per episode quota. I guess it's my own fault for forgetting to do it, but at the same time, you have like a YouTube brain on. As soon as you start recording, you don't see the obvious things. It's quite frustrating to watch actually. Yeah, I get it, but yeah, it is only warming up, isn't it? So maybe we'll treat ourselves and just do a good little clean up maybe. Right. So I might do that now. That would be quite good. Oh my god. I cannot even. I certainly don't need to have a... That would do. Yeah, I don't need to have a log there with an axe in it anymore, do I? I got a £45,000 machine that's doing it for me now, which has generated 2 more bags of firewood already. 2 more bags. It's crazy. Right, so let me just sanity check. Where are we at now? So it tells me the recording's at just under an hour. Of course, there is a tiny little bit of time lapse which I've done. So we're pretty much there for an episode, to be honest. Right, let's just go a little bit crazy with deleting some of this stuff. Right, that's not rubbish. These are separate pieces of rubbish. That's typical, isn't it? But let's delete that. So that's 1 out the way. So we know we're just going to do 6 things. So that's 2. Bendercat was giving me sticks saying I'd never clear it up, which is kind of right, but I'm doing it right now, look. So you can leave me alone, give me a break. We'll get rid of them as well. God, can you believe you only get 23 quid for them? I bet the deposit itself just from the gas company was more than that. Shocking. It showed the age then as 18 months, so that means that I must have done, I suppose I have, month an episode, 20 episodes, so yeah, it's about right, isn't it? How many, you know, I just said that you have this kind of like recording brain on this YouTuber brain. I wasn't counting what I deleted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 1 more thing I reckon to delete, and I think I'm going to delete. That's all one thing, but that's just kind of in the way. I'll get rid of that. There we go. Cool. Right, back into the character view. Here we go. So that's nice. That's a little bit tidier. I can get things into this shed a bit better now. In fact, because that's part of the shed, that wasn't me. This is all part of the shed. All these kind of random things there. Look, bottle of water if I get thirsty. If I was playing DayZ, I'd be like, I'm picking that up. That's like a godsend. That is. I think even that's part of the map. Part of this shed. Sorry, I think it is. So yeah, we're doing good now. We're clearing it up. It's looking pretty hunky. That's definitely part of that shed, which we will get rid of at some point. Yeah, it's pretty good. I just want to have a final check now. So, oh dear, hang on a minute. I know, there we go. Let's just go back to normal view. I just want to check how much do these things cost? Do you know what? With the discount that we get from Walter, I won't do it now. I'm going to do it in the next episode because we're going to have some bills to pay. And I don't want to start the next episode minus. But, you know, that's... while I'm seeding these, I mean, these two fields here now with the big... Not the big, the case, in fact, with the case. This is why I've kept the case. With these two fields here, I can just get a worker to do that. I can buy this and I could plough this with the big Massey Ferguson. And then once they're finished, I could then also just seed that. I could have 3 fields ready to seed, couldn't I? How much is that? Wow. Yeah, that's a different story altogether. That's very expensive. That's cheaper, but it's smaller. That's really cheap, you know. What about this one? That's also really cheap. I'm pretty sure they're small fields there because I was looking at starting farm in one of those. They are quite small, but these are good. 80 grand there. I mean, I would quite like that field because even though on the map it looks like it's trees, it's not. It's a nice open field. I think next episode we're going to buy that. Yeah, we got some decent discount. I mean, it is decent discount, isn't it? 10%. We've got some discount on it though, and we can convert that into a good sized field. I mean, what is that? 3.8 acres. It's nowhere near as big, but okay. I might do that, you know. I might just do that. I mean, what else are we going to have to raise us some money? I can get rid of a bit more firewood in the next episode. We can get rid of a bit more milk in the next episode. We can probably get rid of what we have got here, which isn't much, but as long as it's worth something. I mean, firewood, here we go. Let's jump straight to firewood. So, March, actually, the price of firewood should still be relatively high. So that's okay. We're 4 or 5 bags of firewood, maybe. So there's 5 grand there, isn't there? Let's go... going the wrong way. Let's go to milk, because I know that we're going to have a little bit of milk. We've got 160 litres already left. So, yeah, March is still not a bad time, really, for milk. So we could sell a bit more milk. And let's just have... I know I'm going the wrong way as well. Clearly, I don't know the alphabet. Lettuce. Wow, do you know what? The lettuce won't actually be too bad either in March. 3,000. That's just under. Even if it's 2,500, there is. Even if I just took the lettuce, that is what, another 3. So there's 5. Yeah. That's pretty good. There's like 12 grand of lettuce there already. That will probably increase by the next episode. In fact, in actual fact. That's just reminding me I haven't moved that fertilizer over, so I will do that very quickly whilst I'm closing off this episode. Yeah, we can easily raise enough money at the beginning of the next episode to buy that field from Walter. And yeah, I mean, it is a small field, but it's all about empire, isn't it? It's all about assets. And buying those would certainly be a good asset to have. And by the time we convert it to canola oil, it's going to be worth a little bit more money, isn't it? So that sounds good. Right, let's connect to this. Fill it with slurry, which, don't know, take a couple of loads. It's not the biggest tanker in the world, is it? We might as well just chuck the manure in there as well, don't we? While we're here. Yeah, good. Yeah, this is good. This is good. I'm just kind of thinking quietly in my head, but this is quite good. There isn't really anything we need to buy at the minute. There's nothing to do, to be honest. We just need to prep for, or plant ready for a big harvest, which will kind of turn everything around, really. But I think, you know what, 20 episodes, you could probably average given the episodes are probably nearly an hour long on most episodes, and I've probably trimmed a little bit off of each episode as well. I reckon though, within 20, let's just say 20 hours, within 20 hours worth of how we started this series, which was just a disaster, absolute disaster. The equipment we had was pathetic. It was just basic, pathetic. To be honest, we're hardly even using any of the original equipment anymore. And the land we had, the field we had, everything was very different to how it is now. I think in 20 episodes, this has kind of turned around really well. I think this is incredible, actually. I'm pretty pleased with myself. What I will say is, over time, naturally, with anyone who does content on YouTube, even the real big names, the first batch of episodes get better views than the most recent batch of episodes. So every episode I release, I get the old faithful, the loyal ones. All of you guys are probably watching now as I speak. In fact, we're probably in the live chat chatting. You will always be there, always watching these videos, but the appeal does die off to a big chunk. Potentially the ones who aren't subscribed at this point in the series. It starts to get a little bit repetitive, I feel. So I see the views dropping all the time. I still do this because I enjoy it. I think it's really fun. And I know there's a really big selection of people that also enjoy it. So that's why I do it. But I think it's probably time for, I don't know, considering a different series. This was always my warm-up series. I know that roleplay story mode's a whole different thing. That's just a given, to be honest. That's almost an expectation now of what I need to do. That's separate. That will never get better than one episode a week at its best, unless this YouTube starts paying me enough where I work less. But from a here and now point of view, one episode a week, normally on a Saturday. That's kind of how I roll with the roleplay story mode. I don't want to go too crazy and then run out of storylines. But yeah, I think maybe, I don't know, are we approaching the actual official Keep It Too Real, the one where it genuinely is a struggle? I've just got to find the right map for that. Or do I do something different? You know, I've even toyed with recreating that Alma save from FS22. I reckon I could copy that, get the fields to match where we are, and then potentially restart that series. Or new game, new version, maybe continue with this for a little while, sell everything, and then start a little warming up to, or yeah, I could, I don't know, I just feel like maybe a new map is probably appreciated. Although it's bad timing for me to say that, given that this map's just come out on console and it's only just becoming popular. Maybe I need to keep this going for a bit longer, actually. I don't know. Right, I'm just going to, though, do this for two reasons. Firstly, there's quite a lot there and it's overflowing. Secondly, this bucket's floating and it's been irritating me for quite a few days, to be honest with you. So I'm going to move that now. Hopefully this will work. Will it work? This bucket is a bit strange. There you go, look. 1,714 and it's 100% apparently. Which is kind of odd, because that's not what the capacity of the bucket is. But anyway, we'll do that. Drop this off. Right, cool. I think we are pretty good. I think for episode number 20, it's pretty successful. We're finishing an episode with 58,292. You never would have thought we'd have money just spare like that, just kicking around when this series started 20 episodes ago. For the first few episodes, the money tended to start minus, let alone actually have money, let alone actually have nearly 60 grand. Yeah. Everything's changing now, isn't it? Really good. Cool. Right, I'm going to keep doing this off camera. So until the next episode, when we will be in March, thank you for watching. Cheers and come.